It's Brainwash with Dr. Tom. We're here with Benjy Johnson out of Greensboro, North Carolina. With guitar picks, we've asked him to select 20 of his influence songs. Robert Randolph.
Robert Randolph's a pedal steel player, which I can't, thank God it's another one I don't have to try to emulate the melody line off of. But it's one of those songs that he plays pedal steel, which is another one of those dobro things that I never would have listened to. But he kind of is the most current off the song list that I've got, I think. And the funny thing is, he fuses together the elements of the very first thing on the list, Eddie Van Halen, and and things current. But yet he's playing a pedal steel. A friend of mine gave me this album for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I put it in, and I listened to it, and I was like, this guy sounds like Eddie Van Halen playing a pedal steel. And he really does, man. I mean, and I've seen him live, and he's another one of the things of, you go to his show, the show starts, and for 2 hours, man, there's not a breather. I mean, it's just like, bam, and he plays for 2 hours, and it's not like stop and wait for applause. I mean, his band is hopping, man, for 2 hours, and he's just an awesome live musician. I mean, when you hear this song, he came from his whole background was from like the Church of God, and they played in just churches, and it was a type of music called it was a type of worship called sacred steel. And there's an album. Well, the funny thing is, man, there's an album that these old guys playing church type stuff, and this album is called The Word, and it's the North Mississippi All Stars, Robert Randolph and John Medeski from Medeski, Martin and Wood, and man, it is awesome. They really serve up Robert Randolph on a silver platter because he's such an amazing pedal steel player, but he again he's opposite of what you would expect a pedal steel player to be. You'd expect a pedal steel player to be this guy, 50, 60 years old, lives in Nashville, plays in a band on the Opry or something like that, and this cat's black. And I mean, when you hear this, you'll tie together the influences from the Van Halen thing and all the kind of ripping guitar playing with the Jerry Douglas middle point, and this kind of being the current point, and it's really it's just an awesome song.
It's Brainwash with Dr. Tom. We're here with Benjy Johnson out of Greensboro, North Carolina. With guitar picks, we've asked him to select 20 of his influence songs. Nuno Betancourt, Crave.
Yeah, Nuno Betancourt played for a band called Extreme, and they were I won't say they were 80s metal. They were better. They were kind of better than 80s metal, although they got lumped into it. And he was a great, awesome guitar player. They actually had the pop song. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, might help. These things work better if you plug them in, don't they? That song, More Than Words. The cheesy one. That what they did was they put that song on there, and then everybody went and bought the album because they heard that song, and then everybody took it back because all the rest of it was metal, and really ripping guitar.
So was that the older sister song, and the rest of it was
that was the older sister song? Yes, it was. That definitely was the older sister song. That was the older sister. This is what, that was actually the little sister song, probably, at that point. Although it was still, when I got the album, it was still a good song. I listened to. I mean, I will admit this. I thought that was a good song. I didn't go off and tell anybody that, but
that was it. Now it comes out. It comes out 20 years later.
And he played in a band called Extreme, and then he put a solo album out after he quit that band, and it was that was an influential moment in me seeing that it wasn't, again, not all about the instrument that you're playing, but what you do with the whole total picture. And the song Crave sounds a lot like Weezer to me. It's got that whole... between yes and your fairy side from gasoline. Your eyes. And that's one of those things that I write with that chord progression a lot. With that, in songwriting, I write with the. It's not the 1 and the 4. It's like the 1 and the 3. It's like 1, 4, 5 is gonna be. This is like the 3, 3.5. So that the progression that he plays in this song, got the wrong I think he goes back up to A right there, but the progression that he uses in the song is very influential in a lot of my writing. I mean, I have this thing where a lot of my songs sound kind of samey to me. They may not to some other people, and then again they may. But the progressions are. That was one album where I was expecting one thing, and he hit me with another.